Hey guys, so here's another fan in the backlog. Another variation of one of my favorite childhood fans. I've told this story a million times, but I'll tell it again. My dad had a twin brother, and my dad's twin had a kitchen with like a wooden ceiling and a brown and brass banana fan with plain wood blades, the dark wood with like the Leslie Locke streaks in them, and a three-arm tulip light kit, and it had the dual pull chains, and it had a really big, clunky rocker style reverse switch. And I have yet to find that version. I'm still looking for that version. I found a lot of different versions of Bananafans. I haven't found that version. I believe it had a skeletal motor. It was not shaded pull. Um, and they made so many different variations of these. Some are shaded pull, some are oil bath, some are shaded pull with sealed bearings. There's skeletal, there's spinner, cast spinner, stamp spinner, and the only different. There's the dual pull chain. There's variable speed. There's 4-speed. There's 3-speed pull chain. 4-speed knob. Plastic switch housing. Brass switch housing. Stamped switch housing. The only consistent things seem to be the bottom plate with the bananas, the blade arms. I've never seen one with different blade arms. They always have the same blade arms, and then the canopy. Everything else changes. And this has got what Metal Pete referred to, and he's right, as the Leslie Locke shaped blades, which is something I've only seen on Evergo fans, Union fans, and most of them are the ones that are relabeled for Leslie Locke. And unlike most features about these fans that are a copy of something else, these are not. Like, there's literally nothing about these blades that seem to have come from anything else. Like, why would you even come up with that design? I don't know. I used to hate them. I thought they just took away from the coolness of the fan. And then I've grown to like them. But I think I really only like them when the fan has cane. So this is a cast spinner with a variable speed control, reversible. I didn't get a current rating off the top of it, did you?
No.
It's black and brass as opposed to brown and brass, which I can't remember if I have one of those or not. And canopy's plastic, switch housing is brass. It came with a 4 light kit. It came with some other light kit that got.
Basically, it says 1 amp.
Okay, so it's right on.
Okay.
And when I got this, the bearings were completely locked up, and gave it a shot of WD-40 and freed up right away. And now it seems to be. So far, it's been quiet. So let's give it a shot. Is that high or low?
Oh, that's low.
I thought the low was slower than that.
No.
0.67 if you can't see.
Yeah, I didn't set the low trim.
Yeah, I like to leave the low trim just to kind of see how it would have been used, you know. Most of the time it's either stalls out or it's too fast. It's very rare that it's like on the nose.
So close to 50 watts. And just over half a power factor on low. So I'm going to start going up.
Definitely the variable speed control makes noise, though. I'll give it that. These are not silent. Which is true for, I think, all of the banana fans. Unless, maybe the skeletal ones are pretty quiet. But the shaded pull ones hum.
Oh, yeah.
You have any banana fans?
I don't... I thought I took some back with me, maybe, initially from Fanimation once, and I shot them.
Okay.
But,
well, at some point you should hang some up in your various places to hang fans. They're very cool.
Oh, yeah.
Interestingly enough, despite it being one of my favorite childhood fans, I've never had one hanging in any of my installs as an adult.
Oh.
I'd like to find the perfect place for one. Well, I never finished my story. I'm sure you guys have heard before. But so my uncle moved, and before he moved, I begged him to save the fan for me, and he did not take me seriously, and he left the fan behind. And then he moved into his new house, and guess what was in the kitchen?
What?
A shaded pole banana fan.
Oh.
So that one I did get when he moved, and that one I still have. Yeah, it wasn't anything.
Is that industrial fan?
It
or
was just some like a new can arm.
Oh. Okay, that's high. So 0.93. So it's rated at 1 amp. So we're practically there.
How are we doing on airflow?
Okay, airflow.
Go ahead.
Good question.
Because these have a steeper blade pitch.
Sure.
The shaded pole ones tend to be very slow, and the skeletal ones tend to be very fast, and this one seems to be in between.
Yeah. I mean, I'm getting, of course, residential spinner type.
Interesting.
I mean, at a distance. I'm not really like...
It's not blasting the airflow.
Oh, no.
Some of the skeletal ones do, and I thought some of the spinner ones did too, but the shaded pole ones don't either. Which is interesting because they draw a ton of current.
Yeah, a little over 100 watts and a power factor of 1. All right. We'll just spin down and see how this holds up.
Yeah.
I'm going to set it to low and reverse.
I feel like these, other than the fact that the blade arms are so prone to breaking, these would be great restaurant fans. Like, they'd look really appropriate in a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
I just haven't found... Go ahead, Penelope. What were you going to say?
Well, I seem to remember these at various Burger Kings.
I've never seen that.
Well, thing is, at that time, I may have ran into a Burger King where they were like, right over the front counter.
Ah.
But just like I've seen Hunter Originals in a Burger King.
Yep, I've seen that, and I've seen...
And I saw SMC, DC-52s.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I can tell you where you used to have these installed is Menards used to have them in their snack bars.
Oh, yeah.
So that was...
Yeah, that was when they had, like, their fan and lights upstairs, and then their snack bar was right next.
Yep. You remember seeing any of those with fans?
Yep. Oh, yeah. They're at the Menards. Oh, there was an industrial.
It was new.
What, a can arm or
like a latex or something. Yeah. Like a silk bronze line or something.
Oh.
TPI.
Oh.
I'll let you know if there's something good.
Okay.
Yeah, you were saying where you saw these in Menards, not these in particular, but where you saw snack bar Menards with fans.
Yep, was 76th Street, kind of between Good Hope and Bradley Road, I believe. It was in that vicinity along 76th Street.
That Menards is still there sitting vacant.
Actually, that turned into like one of them bike and skateboard places.
Oh, they finally did remodel it or tear it down or whatever.
Yeah.
It was still there like a couple years ago, I thought.
Well, no, there's been a new Menards built near there.
Right.
At Northridge Mall.
Right.
Because that one moved out of there, too.
But the old one was still sitting there last time I drove past there.
Well, the building, but not the Menards store itself, because
right.
They moved.
I'm just saying, but last time I drove past there, it was like an abandoned Menards store. And I was wondering if the fans were still in there, but you're saying it's been made into another store by now.
I believe so.
What kind of fans did they have in the snack bar?
Oh, I think they were like vented spinners, antique brass.
Ah, so nothing like worth breaking in there for.
No.
Yeah, a lot of them had vented spinners. Some of them had Bananafans. Some had like moss, like heirloom style.
These vented spinners were on long down rods too.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one draws less current on high reverse.
Interesting.
So that's high.
It's interesting that nothing about these is consistent.
Yeah.
Like, if you go and compare this to my videos of past ones, some of them are a lot more powerful, and then, I said, the shaded pole ones are,
So, now I'm going to do the decade box with this one. Let's see what this does.
I was thinking maybe you should do the decade box.
Okay. 1, 2. I saw it. 3. I think it's trying to go. 4. 5.
Yeah, there's still a rough spot in the bearings. You
Sure.
can see it kind of work past that. I mean, it's not surprising. Those bearings were completely stuck when I tested it earlier. So the fact that they go smoothly at all is pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's 5. Oh, you think this is an okay low, or?
Yeah, I like that low.
Okay.
That too slow for you?
Slightly, maybe sometimes. But yeah, I could see that you're still getting aesthetics out of it. Okay, I mean, I can live with that. 6. 7. 8. Okay, we're closer to functional on 8 here.
Yeah. I will say, I particularly like this combination, and I didn't think I would. The brass switch housing, the weird shaped cane blades, and the black and brass. I think it looks nice together.
Mm-hmm.
I would not expect to like that.
It's 9. 10. 12. Okay, so a decent low medium. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. Okay, so this is 20 right here, and we're still a ways.
Quite a bit under, you are.
So if I hit high, quite a difference.
Yep.
So I would have used an 8, 12, 20 on this for
Yeah.
wall control.
I bet it'd be silent with you bypass the solid state control and use
Right.
the capacitor based control.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still living room quiet even with the solid state. It's not like outrageously loud. It's quieter than the Progress lighting was,
Yeah.
but which also had a built-in solid state control.
Yep.
So I guess they just thought that you were fine with noise. I guess. It's funny, I talk about bedroom quiet, but then I also like having the air purifier or the air conditioner on in my bedroom rather than having it being silent at night. So maybe I would get used to a humming fan too. I don't know. I've never had the opportunity.
Right. Okay, I have...
What's he doing? Oh, he's still going up the decades.
Yeah, let's see. It's kind of leveling off. Not really. Okay. I have maxed out, and I just started to creep over what I maxed out.
Gotcha.
So really,
Interesting. It doesn't normally happen.
doesn't really have much of a resonant frequency.
I wonder if it would if we went up to 50, but it's not worth.
We don't go up to 50 on this.
No. There'd be no reason to.
No.
You gonna try it with the other solid state and just see how it starts on low?
Sure.
You don't have to, but
About the same.
uh
Slightly quieter.
I was not so much the sound that I was looking for as if it, in terms of because the low speed trim wasn't set on the built-in control, to seeing how slow of a low you can get with it. Again, I'm sure once it's run for a while with the bearings, it'll probably go better, because
Yeah.
still a little noisy.
Yep. All right. Last thing is 0 to high.
0 to high.
0.94, so barely an inrush.
Yeah.
It's gonna drop to.
Well, when you took the blades off, it only drew 0.66 on a high, so I figured there wouldn't be much of an inrush.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you feel like doing more fans?
Sure, I'll do one more.
One more fan. Okay. Sounds good. Metal Pete and I are going to do one more fan, so thanks for watching.
Okay.